Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Hope and Carter's relationship is grossing out fans. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers suggest that a lot of people can't help but feel grossed out by Hope and Carter's relationship, and there seems to be a solid reason for it, too. Keep reading below for everything you need to know. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Hope and Carter's relationship is grossing out fans. That's because Hope and Carter never had a true courtship. Instead of getting to know one another at romantic dinners, they just ended up being quite physical right away. Hope has always been the good girl in this imaginary town of Los Angeles, but Carter is treating her like she's anything but that. Yet, he seems to have a different kind of interest in Daphne. She appears like the female who he does want to date out in public. Of course, the internet surely does have a lot to say on the topic. Some have even reacted with, "I was rooting for them. I wanted them to separate off from Forrester and grow into a power couple people had to admire. But no, can't have that, sigh. Would have been a great worthwhile storyline with a longer-lasting actual romance. But unfortunately we merely gained bed buddies." Another critic remarked, "Well, at least in this fling, he could have taken her on a date or at least had a romantic dinner at home. They showed us from the jump it was merely a fling. Entirely physical. I hadn't seen any romantic gestures that were not sexual. No getting to know someone on stage, and if so, the play should have at least shown us a scene or two other than the one when he rescued her from crying in the parking lot." The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, what's next for Hope? And then there was this comment as well, "I think it's bold to assume Carter didn't try to ask her out to dinner. It has always been Carter trying to do romantic gestures for Hope, but Hope never does any for him. And the one that is most straightforward, she rejects it. Also, no, the show is just directly saying there is a problem with Hope, and they have been setting this up for months. Hope's revenge. Daphne and Steffy pay the price for Carter's actions. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers and updates indicate Hope Logan, Annika Noel, might be contemplating a revengeful blow. She may put Daphne Rose and Steffy Forrester at risk of suffering the repercussions for their attempt to seduce Carter Walton. Intriguing moments in a preview video. An unusual incident emerges in the teaser video for the week of February 24th to 28th. When Hope steals a glimpse through the slightly open door and witnesses Carter enjoying a kiss with Daphne, her expression indicates a shift in feelings. The way her eyes narrow suggests that Hope is about to turn from astonishment to rage, fueling a passion for revenge. Hope might immediately draw the connections and figure out that Daphne is likely operating on Steffy's behalf. This revelation is emphasized by Hope's recent experience with Daphne, during which she sensed Daphne's presence in the design studio where Steffy has been working. Hope has already been suspicious. Hope has been working hard to unravel Steffy's genuine reasons for her return to Forrester Creations. When she witnesses Daphne getting intimate with Carter, Hope starts to suspect that it links into Steffy's schemes. To further investigate, she might even eavesdrop on a communication between Steffy and Daphne to obtain more information. Either way, if Hope realizes that there's a conspiracy involving Carter, she'll likely be looking for a method to get back at them. It's likely that Hope may find that Daphne's true objective is to manipulate Carter and persuade him to return control to the Forresters. Will Hope strike back? How will Hope choose to respond in the end? Will she throw the brunt of the responsibility on Daphne and Steffy while striving to cement her place in Carter's affections? Hope stands to lose a great lot if she decides to quit her relationship with Carter, notably her dreams for Hope for the future if he completes the necessary LLC registration. This could lead her to maintain her relationship with Carter and refrain from casting fingers at him, despite his betrayal. Instead, Hope might decide to take action against Daphne and Steffy by uncovering their conspiracy, using it as proof to demonstrate Carter that the Forresters are not to be trusted. Carter may not want to let go of the Forrester's power. Carter may prefer to hang on to his control over Forrester rather than be enticed to abandon it. Conversely, Hope could decide that if Carter follows ahead with handing up control of the company, he should face sanctions as well. Coupled with his betrayal of Daphne, Hope might be set to unleash her anger on Carter. In that scenario, she could set her sights on damaging him, tarnishing Daphne's name, and seeking to win over John Finnegan from Steffy. With Finn and Steffy's marriage shaky due to the instability generated by Luna Nozawa, this might play into Hope's hands if she tries to seize Finn for herself. Steffy's going to make some changes fast. The bold and the beautiful spoilers indicate that she absolutely reacted the way that everyone expected she was going to react. The bold and the beautiful spoilers, Steffy's going to make some changes fast. Of course, we are talking about Steffy Forrester, as she has just gotten the news that Finn is in fact the biological father of the worst thing that has ever happened to this fictitious version of Los Angeles since Sheila Carter, her granddaughter, Luna. Now that Finn has finally made his confession, all eyes are on Steffy as to what she's going to do next. Is she going to allow Luna to live with their family, or is she going to lose it before all hell breaks loose? Some the bold and the beautiful viewers have even turned to social media to weigh in on the topic with, "It was about damn time that Finn finally told Steffy that he's Luna's father," and my oh my, her reaction after he confessed. I wouldn't even be surprised if she runs to Liam before telling him about Finn's little secret. Another critic said, besides Steffy's reaction, this was one of the worst scenes ever. How was Luna being the child Finn was talking about not be the first thought that sprang to her thoughts after Finn told her him and Poppy had a child instead of termination or adoption? The bold and the beautiful spoilers, Steffy's reaction was priceless. And then there was this comment as well, why does B&B continue to do these weird storylines? I had to quit watching BC, I became weary of the same storylines, and now I find out Finn might be her dad? That is absolutely horrible. Brad Bell and his writing staff are horrible. With these absurd scenarios, it's lazy writing. Steffy is going to learn the truth the hard way. The bold and the beautiful spoilers suggest that while Finn might be doing everything that he can to protect his peace, his family, and even his happiness, it might soon all blow up in his face and in the worst way possible. The bold and the beautiful spoilers, Steffy is going to learn the truth the hard way. That's because he is taking his sweet time and letting his wife Steffy Forrester know that he is indeed the biological father to Luna. The instant as Steffy finds out about it, there's no doubt that she's going to blow up like never before. During the latest episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Poppy sought to encourage Finn to come clean with the truth. She doesn't understand why it's taking him so long to inform his wife about their affair some 20-odd years ago that produced their one and only daughter, Luna. But of course, Finn has his reasons for doing what he's doing. He doesn't want to interrupt the nice family life that he has with Steffy. Things are wonderful, so why destroy things unnecessarily by bringing stuff up from the past, right? Well, with that said, it seems like Steffy is going to find the truth about Finn's secret the hard way. And unfortunately for everyone involved, she's not doing to take this very lightly. The bold and the beautiful spoilers, what's next for Finn and Steffy? Finn is risking a tremendous error by not informing her what's going on immediately. After all, Steffy does deserve to hear it from the horse's mouth, right? If Steffy ends up hearing about this via Poppy, or maybe Luna, it's going to make everything 10 times worse. Where do Finn and Steffy proceed from here? In the wake of countless twists and heart-wrenching revelations that have defined their tumultuous journey, the future of Finn and Steffy hangs in a delicate balance between hope and despair, redemption and regret, a crossroads where every decision is fraught with the weight of their shared past and the unpredictable promise of what might come next. As the Forrester estate buzzes with rumors and the lingering echoes of old betrayals, both Finn and Steffy find themselves standing at the edge of a precipice, each contemplating whether the scars of their past can ever be transformed into the foundation for a new beginning, or whether the relentless cycle of heartache and miscommunication will continue to pull them apart. For Finn, whose long-hidden secrets and self-imposed isolation have driven him into a spiral of regret, the time has come to confront the demons that have haunted him for years. He must decide whether to embrace the painful truth of his actions and attempt to rebuild trust with Steffy, or to continue down a path of evasion that promises only further isolation and remorse. In the quiet moments before dawn, when the world seems to hold its breath and the weight of each decision becomes almost unbearable, Finn wrestles with the realization that his journey toward redemption is not a straight line but a labyrinth of second chances, missed opportunities, and the possibility of genuine healing if only he can find the courage to be vulnerable once again. Meanwhile, Steffy, whose fierce determination and unwavering pride have carried her through more storms than most can imagine, now faces a dual challenge, reconciling the woman she once knew with the fractured, pain-worn man before her, and finding a way to mend her own shattered heart after the betrayals that have left her questioning everything she held dear. The battles they have fought, both external and internal, have not only reshaped their individual identities but have also cast a long shadow over their once promising relationship, forcing them to ask themselves whether the passion that once ignited their love can be rekindled amidst the ruins of broken trust and the bitter remnants of past mistakes. In the boardrooms of Forrester Creations, where corporate strategies and personal vendettas intermingle, whispers of potential reconciliation mingle with cautious skepticism. Some believe that Finn and Steffy, bound by a shared history of pain and passion, have the strength to rise above their differences and forge a future built on transparency and mutual respect, while others fear that the cycle of hurt is too deeply ingrained, that the wounds run so deep that any attempt at reconciliation will only reopen old scars. Their future is a tapestry fashioned from strands of raw emotion, remorse, and an almost desperate hope for renewal, a desire that demands difficult conversations, hard introspection, and a willingness to embrace the defects that have long defined their relationship. As they navigate the intricate dance of apology and forgiveness, each step forward is both an act of courage and a gamble with their hearts. Finn's journey toward owning up to his past misdeeds, and Steffy's quest to reclaim her sense of self amid the chaos of broken promises require not only the support of those around them, but also a fundamental shift in their own perceptions of what it means to love and to be loved. In a world where every whispered secret and every hidden agenda has shaped their destiny, the path ahead is as uncertain as it is fraught with possibility, one where moments of tender vulnerability might finally pave the way for genuine connection, and where the painful process of rebuilding trust could lead to a future that is as unpredictable as it is hopeful. The decisions they make in the coming days and weeks will not only redefine their individual futures, but also reshape the delicate balance of power and loyalty within the Forrester legacy, influencing how other characters respond to the ongoing drama, and potentially setting in motion a chain reaction of change that could ripple through every corner of their world. As Finn contemplates the possibility of exposing his true self, unburdening his soul of the heavy weight of regret and shame, and as Steffy grapples with the dual desire to protect herself from further heartache and to embrace the vulnerability that might allow her to heal, they both come to realize that the only way to move forward is to confront the painful truths of their past with unflinching honesty, and to dare to dream of a future where forgiveness is not just an ideal but a lived reality. In those quiet, fleeting moments when the chaos of their lives pauses, whether in the solitude of a dimly lit office after a long day of whispered confrontations, or in the silent understanding that passes between them in the aftermath of another heated argument, they glimpse the possibility of redemption, a chance to rebuild what has been lost, not by erasing the pain of the past, but by acknowledging it as an integral part of who they are and letting it guide them toward a more authentic and compassionate way of being. It is in this fragile, hopeful space between despair and determination that Finn and Steffy must find the strength to take the first tentative steps toward a future that is entirely their own, a future where the bitter lessons of betrayal serve as the stepping stones to a new beginning, and where the promise of true intimacy and mutual respect becomes the cornerstone of a relationship reborn from the ashes of past mistakes. The road ahead is undoubtedly long and treacherous, filled with potential pitfalls and moments of regret that may threaten to undo the progress they have fought so hard to achieve, yet, in the depths of their shared sorrow and in the quiet defiance of their determination, there lies an undeniable truth, that the most profound transformations often emerge from the darkest of nights, and that the courage to face one's own imperfections is the first step toward a future defined not by the shadows of what has been lost, but by the luminous promise of what can still be reclaimed. And so, as the dawn slowly breaks over the horizon of Forrester Creations, casting a gentle glow on the worn paths of their past, Finn and Steffy stand on the threshold of a new era, a moment of delicate possibility where every tear, every whispered apology, and every courageous act of vulnerability converges into a single, powerful call to rebuild, to forgive, and to dare to hope that despite all the pain and betrayal, their love can be reborn, stronger and more resilient than ever before. Steffy Forrester sat in the dim light of their opulent yet troubled mansion, her eyes fixed on the raindrops streaming down the windowpane as if each one carried a fragment of her crumbling hopes, while across the room, Finn, her husband, wrestled with his own turbulent emotions, a man whose once confident facade now seemed etched with regret and desperation, as the heavy silence between them deepened into a chasm filled with unspoken fears and doubts. In that long, solitary moment, Steffy questioned the future they had built together, her mind racing with memories of promises made in brighter days, of tender whispers exchanged in quiet moments, and of the dreams they once shared before betrayal and miscommunication had eroded the foundation of their union. Her heart, both resilient and vulnerable, was suddenly a battleground where hope warred with despair, and every beat echoed with the uncertainty of whether their love could be rescued or if it was doomed to wither under the unrelenting pressure of outward expectations and internal tensions. Finn, sensing the weight of her silent inquiry, finally rose from his chair and, with eyes that shimmered with the raw intensity of remorse, began an emotional plea, a confession that poured forth like a torrent of pent-up sorrow and longing, as he detailed the myriad ways he had failed to protect their love from the corrosive forces of ambition, betrayal, and the painful shadows of his own past mistakes. He spoke of sleepless nights spent in self-reproach, of moments when the fear of losing her had driven him to choices he now regretted, and of the internal struggle between his desperate desire to be the man she once believed in and the crushing reality that his own shortcomings had sown seeds of doubt in their once unshakable bond. With each word, Finn's voice trembled, a mix of fragility and determination that delved deep into the recesses of Steffy's heart, igniting memories of a time when their love was an unshakable force, unburdened by the cynicism that now obscured their shared future. As the rain outside intensified, mimicking the tears that threatened to spill from Steffy's eyes, she listened intently to Finn's plea, a passionate, heartfelt admission that not only acknowledged his failings but also expressed a fervent hope that, despite the scars of the past, they could find a way to rebuild a future together founded on honesty, accountability, and a renewed commitment to the dreams that had once united them. In the flickering candlelight of that quiet evening, where every shadow seemed to whisper secrets of long-forgotten promises and every creak of the floorboards echoed with the weight of history, Finn's words painted a picture of a man at his lowest ebb yet yearning for redemption, a man who understood that their relationship, battered by relentless challenges and marred by a series of missteps, required a radical transformation, a recommitment to the core values of trust and mutual respect that had once been the pillars of their union. Steffy's mind, sharp and reflective, sifted through the layers of emotion that Finn's confession had stirred within her, grappling with the realization that while his words were laden with sincerity and remorse, the path to reconciliation was fraught with uncertainties, and that her own heart, though battered, demanded to know if the man before her could truly change, if he could rise above the mistakes that had driven them apart, and if their shared future could be salvaged from the wreckage of broken promises and lingering doubts. The conversation that ensued was not a simple exchange of words but a tumultuous dialogue laden with the intensity of years of unspoken grievances and the fragile hope for renewal, as both Steffy and Finn navigated a maze of emotion that ranged from bitter regret to cautious optimism, each syllable a step toward healing yet also a reminder of the pain that had so deeply scarred their past. In that emotionally charged atmosphere, the mansion itself seemed to hold its breath, its stately corridors and lavish rooms transformed into silent witnesses to the raw, unfiltered vulnerability of two souls at a crossroads, where the decision to confront the painful truth head-on was as daunting as it was necessary. Steffy's eyes, shimmering with a mixture of sorrow and resolve, conveyed a silent question, one that demanded more than words could express. Could their love, weathered by time and marred by the betrayals of life, be reborn from the ashes of regret, or was it destined to remain a relic of what once was, forever haunted by the ghosts of their past transgressions? Finn's heartfelt plea, honest and unfiltered, gave no quick answers, only a commitment of unrelenting effort and a readiness to go on the long, arduous journey toward mending the trust that had been so cruelly damaged. As the night wore on and the conversation deepened, it became apparent that the future of their relationship hinged on a delicate balance, a balance between forgiveness and the painful acknowledgement of reality, between the desire to move forward and the need to confront the scars that had defined their shared history. The weight of their past, the relentless pressure of unmet expectations, and the ever-present specter of doubt loomed large, yet within that darkness, a faint but determined spark of hope flickered, a hope that if they could both summon the courage to embrace the truth, to accept the imperfections that had long been hidden beneath layers of pride and denial, then perhaps the promise of a new beginning was not entirely out of reach. Finn's plea, steeped in emotion and burdened by the gravity of his own mistakes, resonated deeply with Steffy, stirring within her a complex tapestry of memories, of love that had once been pure and unyielding, of moments of profound connection that had defied the chaos of their surroundings, and of the shared dreams that had, at one time, illuminated their path forward. Yet, the question remained, could they overcome the seemingly insurmountable barriers that had been built up over the years? Could they truly let go of the bitterness and mistrust that had taken root, and could the promise of redemption finally pave the way for a future where their love was defined not by the wounds of the past, but by the strength to heal and to hope anew? As the storm outside gradually subsided and the first light of dawn began to filter through the heavy drapes, the echoes of their heartfelt exchange lingered in the quiet of the early morning, a poignant reminder that while the journey toward reconciliation might be long and fraught with challenges, the willingness to confront one's deepest truths was the first, indispensable step toward reclaiming a love that was worth fighting for. In that fragile, tender moment, with their hearts laid bare and the promise of a new beginning hanging in the balance, Steffy and Finn found themselves poised on the threshold of a future that, though uncertain and shadowed by the remnants of past betrayals, still held the potential for healing, renewal, and the reawakening of a shared dream that had once seemed unbreakable, a dream that, even in the face of overwhelming adversity, remained a beacon of hope, illuminating the possibility that true love, when nurtured by honesty, forgiveness, and an unwavering commitment to growth, could ultimately triumph over the darkness of regret and pave the way for a future defined by resilience and the enduring power of the human spirit.